Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Ms. Roxana's Daily Rambles. I literally remember recording this video, but somehow it didn't happen. So anyway, this is Legends of Tomorrow, Season 2, Episode 1, called Out of Time. We start off with a guy runs into Oliver's office in present day, and his name is Nate Haywood. And he barges into his office, and Oliver lets him talk before, the staff tasers him. And so they talk one on one, and he knows that he's a Green Arrow, and he's like, "How did you figure that out?" He's like, "I'm not stupid. Literally within 2 weeks of you returning back, the Green Arrow shows up. I mean, hello." And so we find out that he's a time detective. And then there's a ship in the Hudson Bay in 1942 to get rid of an atomic bomb. And basically that was never supposed to happen. That was supposed to never happen. So they figure out something's weird there. So they want to go there, and so they go to the so Oliver and they both go to the Hudson River, and they found the ship, and they found Mick there. And so Mick wakes up, really throttles Oliver, but Oliver handles him and tells him to calm down and to explain the story of what happened. So we start off in France in 1796, where the queen is a lesbian and Sarah is kissing the queen. And we have Team Legends fight scenes, and then there's a time quake after they finish up the fight, and they go to 1942. So as they're going to 1942, Sarah wants info on Dark because of the whole thing that happened with her sister Laurel. So Ray tries to talk to her, but she's not having it, and so they just kind of table everything. So we found out in 1942 that Einstein went missing. And so 2 days before the bomb drops, Ray wants Jax to work on the ship. And to work, he's working like all the ship. He's learning all the components of the ship, how to repair it, how to handle the ship, and all the compartments that it has. And so then Sarah goes off on Ray because Ray followed her because she's trying to find Dark, and we found out Dark was in this area at the time. So they go to a nerd party, as they call it, and we find out that they run into Einstein, and they find out that he's actually a perv, like a insane perv. And so Sarah goes after Dark, and we have Sarah starting to be irrational. So Ray stops her, and she agrees with Ray for now to not off him right now. So they go to get Einstein. They literally punch him and drag him away. And then we have Einstein is a fake. Like, he's smart, but not as smart as the textbook says that he is. And turns out that is actually his wife is the genius, his ex-wife. And so Ray can track it down the wife, and we have Team Legends versus Dark slash the. I'm not going to say that word because a bunch of people from Germany in 1942. You can figure it out because I'm not trying to get copyright striked. Okay. So we have Dark versus Sarah, and then we have Ray starting to mess up, and then Mick gets hit. And so then Sarah leaves, and we have Rip has been teaching Jax about the Wave Rider. Dark fires a torpedo, so Rip sends them away. So basically, he sends them all to different time periods. And then Rip puts Mick in stasis because he was too injured to time travel. And so they stop it with Rip. I think he was like touching the core or something, and that stopped the bomb and everything. So, but the ship was still okay. So that happened. So Oliver suggests Nate to stay because basically, like, he was in books like his entire life. He never really went out and really did anything, and so this puts him like to have an adventure. So he actually does decide to stay as well. And so then Mick drives the ship, and we find Ray in the Jurassic era. And then we have Stein and Jackson 1821 as being court jesters. Then we have Sarah in 1693 about to be burned from the state because she was making out with girls and they think she's a witch. And then we find, and they can't find Rip. So Rip, they look for the ship and they find a message. And so they go to 1942 and tell Einstein to tell the world about his ex to prevent everything that's happening. And then we have the Reverse Flash as Dark's partner, and they mention the Justice Society. And also, I want to say at the very beginning, they received a message not to go to 1942 from the Rex Teller. I think that's his name. Anyway, he was told not. They were told not to go to 1942, otherwise they would all die. And so they still go anyway because that's their job to protect the world, and so that's what they did. But he actually fizzled out when he was telling them after the message was told. He just kind of like just went zzz and disappeared. And so that was really weird. But anyway, I really like this episode. It was definitely a step up from last season's pilot. So I'll give this A plus because it had certain funness to it. It wasn't as like dark doom and gloom seriousness. I mean, it was still serious, but it had elements of fun in it. So it was very hard to explain. But I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was a really good second season opener. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. So if you like this video, please go to like, comment down below, and tell me what you think of the episode. Do you agree, disagree? Have any other suggestions? Please also let me know down below. Whether it's TV show, music, or movies, I'm interested to know what y'all think and for your suggestions because I'll check it out. And I'll see y'all next video. And don't forget to subscribe because it helps out a lot. And I'll see y'all later. Bye, everybody.